Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be briefly covering the new event that just arrived today, and this is for the Normandy Fighter Regiment, and these are French fighters that left France after the fall of France in 1940 and went over and joined the Soviet Union, and they mostly flew different variants of Yaks, Yak 1s, Yak 3s, and Yak 9s, and were at a lot of major battles like Kursk and stuff. If you want to read more about their history, there's a brief little blog on the website, and I will leave a link to that in the description. But for the rewards for this event, it's your standard kind of 3 phase, 6 day event. And the first reward is going to be a French fighter pilot portrait, which is cool. Anytime there's unique portraits, I'm always kind of a big fan. Even though I don't use them, I like seeing them around in the battles and stuff, and you kind of get a sense of like who's who with whoever has certain portraits. And it's always nice to have newer portraits for newer players running the game. Then phase two, there's not really a main reward; it's just kind of the normal silver. And phase three is the actual fighter squadron itself with a unique pilot model and plane. So it's not just here's a reskin of a Yak. It looks like it'll actually be a new squadron. At least that's what I saw on the official Enlisted Discord, that it is going to be a unique squad. So it's a BR3. I haven't really flown any of the Yaks in here, but I have flown them in War Thunder, and I do really enjoy them in War Thunder. And the tasks for this are actually relatively easy. There's the standard complete 4 battles, and keep in mind this is over 2 days. And there is also still the other event going on right now for the Bren gun carriers and the Lewis assault rifle. So there's a lot of reasons to be playing already. So you guys should have no trouble really getting these 4 battles over a 2 day period. Destroying 2 vehicles, pretty likely to happen in those 4 battles. And they're not the vehicle kills. I feel like it, unless you're deliberately not bringing in anti-tank weapons, you're probably likely to get at least one a game. Maybe not. It depends if you're trying. And kill 20 enemies with a vehicle. There's a lot of options you could do for that. I mean, P-47 is a really solid option. A lot of aircraft with rockets are going to be good. Larger caliber cannons like the IL-2. The Duck for the Germans, IAR-81 is another solid choice. For ground vehicles, if you have them, flame tanks. The Germans, Russians, and Americans all have one. There's also something like the M13 for the Americans with the twin 50 caliber machine guns. That'll do very nicely for kind of mowing down infantry. You don't have to kill that many, so it's relatively easy, and it's a mix of multiple things. And again, over a 2 day span, you should have relative ease acquiring that one. Also, keep in mind you only need 8 of these tasks total to actually unlock the squad. You don't need to do all 9 of them, and it doesn't matter what order you do them in. Phase 2, which is December 6th to December 8th, destroy 4 vehicles, so just a little bit harder than the previous one. And again, now it's 40 enemies instead of 20, so it's just doubled. Not too big of a deal. Again, it's becoming a little bit tougher, but there have been battles where I've gotten this done in a single game. Then for Phase 3, again, same theme. Now destroy 5 vehicles. A little bit more tricky in that four battle span, but you also might be doing more. And if you're trying to get points for the other event, vehicles are worth a lot. And it says vehicle, not specifically tank. You could also shoot down a plane. I believe even the AI bombers from the air raid from the radio squad will also count. So if you shoot those down, paratrooper planes I think also count. APCs definitely count. So there's a lot of options out there besides just taking out enemy tanks. And then 60 enemies with a vehicle. Again, if you're in a plane, if you're in a tank, if you're in one of the new Bren gun carriers that came out with the event, that'll all count. Half tracks, all that stuff that has a weapon. As long as you're using a vehicle-based weapon, it should count. And then complete 4 battles. So, overall, relatively simple, easy event. It's always kind of nice to throw these in there when you have other events going on. I find that I just end up kind of completing these without even trying. I didn't even realize it was happening until I did my battles for the other event and saw I was making progress for this. So, just decided to make a quick video kind of going over it, how to do it, and also, so if you don't complete one of these rewards, they do go away. Just keep that in mind. And if you still have like a day or two after the last day typically to actually buy it with in-game gold. So Better not to. They tend to be relatively expensive, but if you really need to, or you're like on a short one, I think I find like the battles one actually tends to be relatively inexpensive, especially if you've done at least a couple battles. So, just things to keep in mind. But these rewards are almost always the same for the silver and appearance change orders. I have so many of these, I don't really care that much, but I know a lot of you guys don't, and it's always kind of fun to be able to customize your soldier and make them look a little bit more unique. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video.